I'm very bad informed about what Cinco de Mayo actually is. Many think that it's Mexico Independence Day, but actually has nothing to do with that. It's actually an American holiday. It has nothing to do with Mexico. In Mexico, Cinco de Mayo is actually never celebrated. That's why today I'm going to inform you like where it comes from, where did it begin, and how it has evolved over the years. It began on May 5th, 1862, when the French invaded Mexico. Benito Juarez, president of Mexico, owed the French many money. He was in debt with not only France, but with the Spaniards and with Britain. The French were the only ones that decided to take charge of it. So they went and invaded because they thought that, hey, if you owe us money, we're gonna take your land. So Benito Juarez was limited with money, goods, everything. He only had 4,000 soldiers, while French had 14,000 soldiers that went and invaded. The first battle was at Puebla. That's where it all began. That's why it's called the Battle of Puebla. That's where, with 4,000 soldiers, Mexico defeated the French at that battle. That's why it was so known. At the time, there was a lot of Latinos here in California. That is why it is so famous here. The Latinos here would get information from newspapers and all that stuff of what was going on in Mexico. They were all worried about their family and what was going on out there. That was their homeland, that was their country. So they would get information, know about the battle, so they would know like 3-4 months after what had happened, because at the time there was nothing, there was no internet, anything access that you don't know fast. So when they found out about that battle, they decided to celebrate. They're like, this is a victory, only 4,000 soldiers. They knew the situation Mexico was in. They knew the United States could not get involved because they were in the Civil War with their own country. So they had no help. They had to use the resources they had. So that's when it all began. They decided to celebrate, throw a party, because they knew that it was a great victory. Even though Mexico did lose that war, they didn't have no other way to get that money. The United States couldn't help them. They couldn't go to nobody else. They were in debt with so many countries that nobody wanted to help them out. So as the years went by, the following year where they lost the war, but that following year, May 5th, 1863, was the first time that it was actually celebrated here in the United States. The reason why they celebrated was to show respect to their homeland, to show the respect of their soldiers, that they were able to fight for their country and they put their best for everything. Not only that, but the Latino community also wanted to have something to call home. They wanted to feel they were like at home. I mean, California was part of Mexico before, and it was a drastic change. It had not even been 10 years since California was taken away from Mexico. So they wanted a piece of their homeland here in the United States. That was one of the main reasons why it began to be celebrated here. But over the years, the tradition actually evolved. It no longer has the same meaning. As you can see today, you see it's mostly propaganda. A lot of people do not know what Cinco de Mayo actually is. They don't know that Latinos, because honestly, I didn't even know. I'm Mexican, I'm Mexican American, and I didn't even know what Cinco de Mayo was. I just knew it was a day to have fun and party because I'm Mexican. But in reality, it was something to appreciate the soldiers that actually went down to battle. There were only 4,000 soldiers compared to 14. It was a great victory for them. They were competing. They didn't have food. They didn't have money. They didn't have and weapons. They didn't have anything. Mexico was pretty much in poverty because they didn't have anything. So as the years have gone by, it has evolved. It no longer has the same meaning. People just started using it as a resource to get more money. So that's why I feel like the tradition was lost as the years went by, and that's just the resource of what it is today. In the book, David E. Hayes Bautista said, it's a genuine American holiday, spontaneously created during the Civil War by original Latinos living in the U.S. It's true, it was spontaneously created. Nobody knew that Mexico would have to fight the French. So